Hello. So, excuse the light. Today, I'm here to speak about. I'm already late for lunch. I'm gonna just have my lunch, but before that, I want to speak about something that has been it has given me a cringing feeling. I have been feeling a little irritated about it recently, and that is about Jaggi Vasudev, that is Sadhguru, uh, who we Jaggi Vasu, who we better know as Sadhguru, who is a spiritual teacher and orator, uh, as well as an author. So many people follow him and is a fan of him, and etc. But before I start, I'm just going to tell you I'm not a fan of him, neither am I'm a follower of him. It's just a genuine video, like just coming out of a state where I saw some of the videos that have been posted about him, as he's a fraud, he's a hypocrite, he's a liar, uh, by the youth, by some of the people uh, who are YouTubers who I really liked at some point of time. I'm so sorry, and they come from my generation, and they are just jumping into conclusions. And even if they're jumping into conclusions, like they're calling this person a hypocrite or a fraud, it's not about Sadhguru, it's not about Jaggi Vasudev, it's not about what he says, but it is about how they are portraying him, and the words they are using doesn't make them any stronger, doesn't make them look any better uh, than that old man, because who is not? I mean, who is not an hypocrite? To me, I thought of making this video because I know a few followers of Sadhguru, and not just followers. It's not about following or being against somebody. It's about that intellect, that understanding, that thing we guys should have, at least this generation. We are from the 21st century, and we cannot just state somebody as, oh, he's a fraud, don't believe him. Human mind is already critical enough, they're complex enough, they do not need your advice. Who should they believe, who should they not? And what is their complaint on the videos against Sadhguru is that it's business for him. Whatever he says and does, it's all a business. What is not? What is not a business around you today? I mean, even if it's a business, it has a motive, it has a goodwill, it has good values. He adds values to people's lives, and does your product or service does that? Like, it's a business. Is business a bad thing? Your fathers and grandfathers are surviving on it. Today, where you are, the pizza you're ordering, it's because of the business. If he is carrying on with some business and he's trying to survive and he's adding value to people's life, what is your problem? Like, I do not get it at all. It's just the perspective. I'm not against anybody, I'm not for anybody, I'm not a fan of or follower of, I'm not spiritual, I'm not practical. These words are thrown around like anything nowadays. People have some, really good ego about being practical. Like, I don't believe in God, I'm an atheist. Like, that's even a show off sometimes. And sometimes people are like, I'm spiritual. Whoa, like, I'm neither. I don't know what I am. That's the best thing. And most people shouldn't. And what I feel is, what you call hypocrisy is a natural state of human mind. And every religious or spiritual teachers who says anything or everything, that is hypocrite to some extent, because it is subjective and it is not objective, it is subjective. So everything subjective has. Yeah, so yeah, I could just shoot till then, and this is the second part. And what I want to say is, everything is we are all hypocrites at some level. We are all frauds. We are humans. Like, people have I have seen people commenting and making videos on what answers to Sadhguru gives, like what kind of answer is that. He laughs when he doesn't know what he has to say. He deviates the question, and he doesn't answer in the best way possible. We do not get straight answers to questions, to dumb questions like what happens after death. Is that the kind of question we should ask, guys? Like, really? He is spiritually enlightened, probably. I don't know, perhaps. He is uh, he has certain mindsets, and he has figured out certain tactics. What he does is he gives peace to people, to people's minds. He doesn't. Most of the videos I've watched is he clears the confusion in you. He doesn't give you any conclusion. And that is what therapist does. That is what psychologist does. Doctors does to you. They do not give you a constructive conclusion every time. Like, I need chocolate, I need money, I need this guy or girl in my life. They do not give you that. They give you a way to cope with what you do not have. And so does he. So does Jaggi Vasu. So does anybody like him. And what problem do you have if he does that? Like, do not believe him, he's a fraud, blah blah blah, he's a hypocrite. Look, he had this. Yes, maybe he is. Of course, I agree, he is a hypocrite. He's anything you call him. He's human after all. Like, probably he's a spiritual teacher, probably he has explored certain dimensions, but he's human. What do you expect to answer him what happens after death? Is that a question you should ask with this? Like, you expect this guy to answer what happens after the lock that nobody have been able to open yet. The scientists go like, oh, everything is science, man, it's psychology, it's this doesn't exist. I'm practical, I'm this, I'm that, and boom, someday you just surrender to eternity, unknown. You don't even know. You walk out of that room and you get hit by a car and it's over. For you, it's over. But for the people who believe something, what's your problem? I mean, get a job, get a life. I mean, this is what I have been bothered about, because it's not just about Sadhguru. And yes, maybe he have been a hypocrite. I know the plastic pollution case, quote unquote, where people were really what do I say? Like, they were like, yes, Sadhguru is a, yes, he has been. He hasn't lived up to every word he speaks, but who have? But he at least gives peace to people for millisecond of time, or at least a little bit of time, or maybe he's able to crack that mind state of people where they go to him when they're troubled. That's a big thing, isn't it? That is a contribution itself to life. And I believe that spiritual teachers and sadhus, and I know there's a big there's this big myths about and hatred about spirituality somewhere, because people have been taking advantage of things like this, a lot of them. But we shouldn't perceive everything like that, like, yes, spiritual teachers are not gods, they're humans, and yeah, they're only trying to help us. That's how we should look at it. And we should actually put some brains into it and analyze before we just call people frauds and stuff like that straight away. At least us. It's 21st century. Oh, one thing I missed is he also smashed the concept of heaven and hell, which is a really like heaven. He's the one who speaks about there's no devil or God, there's no second voice or third voice speaking in your mind. There are no voices. You are responsible for your actions in life, and we need answers like that. We don't need what will happen in my future when I'm freaking 25. We don't need answers like who will I get married to, what happens after death. Let's peace out.